welcome back to our channel. We're the Garso Twins. I'm Britta.
And I'm Carly.
We would love it if you would subscribe down below and hit the bell so you're notified when we upload. Today we're doing our August favorites, and this is going to be a quick video. We don't have a lot and we didn't want to be like fake. Like, we're just putting it out there, whatever was actually our favorite this month. So it'll be short but sweet. Good stuff in here. Let's get into it. Okay, my favorite of the month, I haven't had this that long, but it is my favorite, is the Rose Ink Cream Highlighter in Glancing.
Me too, I have it too.
Elizabeth Makeup talked about this, and I was like, oh man, I need that. Yeah, on TikTok. And I bought this set. I'm also gonna, I guess I'm gonna talk about both of them at once, because I also put the bronzer in my favorites, because I bought a lot of bronzers recently, like the ColourPop one, the Makeup Revolution, the Jaclyn Cosmetics, and this. And I was trying to think of my favorite, and I've been using the Jaclyn one a lot, but I can't put it on my favorites because the smell is so overwhelming, but I used it today because I do like it a lot. But this one just blew me away. So I'll start with the highlighter because you have it as well. But the shade Glancing, we'll insert swatch. Well, actually, I filmed a reel where I applied all these, so I will link that down below because it's easier to see. But it's described, wasn't it like a rosy bronze?
Yes.
And
so that sounds like it'd be too deep for our skin tone, but it's not.
No, I'm wearing it today.
Me too.
It's so pretty. It's my favorite cream highlighter formula I think I've ever felt, because it's almost like a dry cream. Like, you put a brush in here and it doesn't look like anything's picking up. It's not very emollient. Like, when you touch it, it feels pretty dry. And then
it feels emollient, I think, when you touch it, but it like doesn't feel
but not
wet.
Like, you know how some highlighters, like, you touch them like and your finger kind of like goes into the pad?
Yeah, that's
like
true.
It's not that emollient. It's pretty dense like that. I don't know. It's just perfect, you guys. Like, I feel like it dries down.
Soft.
It's not sticky. It's not soft. It just is the most natural looking highlighter. I'm obsessed.
But natural, but you can see it. Like, you'll see it.
Yeah. But I will say I'm annoyed because, well, the packaging looks nice, but it's definitely cheap. And for something that you're marketing as a refillable product, like, you want people to refill the pans, I feel like it should be more substantial because you're expecting it to last longer. And the mirror fell out the second time I used it, and I didn't realize the magnet fell out. The magnet that was behind it fell out as well. So I went to go like press this mirror back down, and then the magnet is like nowhere to be found, so now it won't close. So I did email customer service and see if they could just send me a new compact, and I can obviously keep the product. But I mean, for like the price point, I just think, come on.
Yeah, I don't think the packaging feels as nice as how it looks.
Yeah, but again, like, if it's something that you're using and then disposing of, okay, fine, it feels a little cheap. But just the fact that you're supposed to keep this, it doesn't add up to me.
Yeah.
And this
I think it's because they tried to make it super sustainable. Like, this is aluminum. It's not even like that metallized. So I think that they're trying, and there was something with the hinges too, they said.
Oh,
I think.
Oh, maybe it's less material.
Like, there's no, well, I guess there's some metal, but not a lot of metal in it. So I do appreciate that.
That's
trying
true.
To be better.
I like the jar more, the bronzer jar. It is kind of like, it reminds me a lot of the Huda Beauty Cream Contour that I have, and I love that product too. But sometimes it's like really hard to get the cap off because it's like weird the way it's shaped. But anyway, this bronzer blew my socks off. I got the shade Kawaii. It's the medium shade, and I swatched this in Sephora a couple months ago and thought it looked really warm on my hand. And I should just know by now that nothing looks the same in Sephora as it does anywhere else. Because this has happened to me several times where I've swatched something and I've either purchased it and didn't like how it looked at home, or I didn't purchase it and then ended up liking it. And in this case, I thought it looked super warm at Sephora, but I was like, wow, this formula feels really nice. But then I ordered I think it's called the Illumination Bundle. I mentioned it, where did I mention it? I don't know, maybe in that reel, but I can link that down below as well, because it's basically, you get the bronzer, the highlighter, and the blush. The blush is my least favorite. I did wear it today. It's pretty, but I don't love it. But I did get the bundle, and then it comes with a little bag, and it was a really good deal. So anyway, that's why I got all three to try. And this bronzer formula, it's like the thinnest emollient formula I've ever used. In my reel, I said that it's kind of like what I wanted the NARS formula to be, because I love the color of the NARS Laguna bronzer is like my favorite, but that one is quite thick, so it's a little bit harder to blend. Like, this one is so thin that it just...
It's pretty warm.
Yeah, but it's very yellow tone, I was gonna say. Like, on my skin, it actually looks pretty yellow, and that suits my skin tone, so it works well for me. But it isn't my favorite shade. Like, if this was the NARS Laguna color, I would never need another bronzer in my whole entire life. But hopefully you can tell, like, again, I'll insert the reel and that's me applying it. But it's so thin, it's like undetectable on the skin. It doesn't create a new like layer on top of the skin. It just like really blends into it.
That's kind of how the Rare Beauty stick is.
Oh,
it's
really?
Really thin.
Yeah, and so I just love the formula. It dries down like completely matte. It's not sticky at all. It almost is like, it's the most true cream to powder formula I think I've ever experienced. And it just blends itself. Like in the reel, you'll see it just like, I blended like twice with my Merit brush and it was just blended into my cheek so beautifully. I love it so much. I will say it does have a scent. Is this what the lipstick smells like?
No, the lipstick's stronger.
Oh, it's
I know. I love
like
the lipsticks, and I wish they were unscented too. Why are you adding fragrance?
I don't know why they would do
Take it
this.
out.
Like even if it has a raw material smell, I'd rather that.
Me too.
It's like a very weird floral smell. I wish there was no fragrance. But overall, the formula is stunning. It's so user friendly. If like for me personally, I don't love a really dewy face. And so the blush to me is pretty dewy, but not as dewy as I was expecting. But like this isn't very dewy. It's just like a really natural, like glowy finish. And then this is like a true matte. And I was expecting it to be kind of dewy because I feel like Rose Inc, I don't know, they're like a clean brand, you know. And so this is like my perfect cream bronzer aside from the color. Again, if NARS and this could blend together, that would be my perfect one. But I'm hoping that obviously like this is like new-ish brand. Like they'll obviously do a shade extension.
Yeah, they just launched those new blush shades.
The blush shade I got was one of the new ones.
Yeah, people... See, I didn't order the set because I didn't love the blushes when I filled them either. And then a lot of people were saying that the newer shades are way more sheer and like hard to build than the old shades on Sephora. Like I saw multiple reviews that said this, and then I didn't order. So if you had that experience, I don't know if you did, but I guess you don't have the old shades, so you don't know.
No, but I really like the pigmentation level. My only issue is that I said you would like them more than me. I thought that they would be sticky, because again, like when I swatched in Sephora when they first launched, they were sticky, but they're not sticky. It's actually really nice, and I love the color that I got. It's just not my favorite cream blush formula, so I didn't put it in this video. But the bronzer and the highlighter are so special. Love so much.
Okay. So I've been on this like health journey. I've been trying to just feel better. I'm getting there. And one of the things I wanted to do was drink more water because I think that solves a lot of problems. Basically, like I've been getting headaches, lots of things happening. So I ordered this water bottle on Amazon. I think it's called Mococo is the brand.
Yeah,
Mococo.
something like that.
And it's the 42 ounce. There's one that's even larger, but thank God I got the 42 because I almost got the larger one because this sounded small, but it's not. It's huge. And I love this. I have noticed myself drinking so much more water since I've gotten it. It's glass, which is great, and then it has like a silicone sleeve. The only thing, I can't get this, I think it is able to like close all the way, but it's really hard on this like threading for some reason to get it like perfect, but it's fine on this.
Because it's glass, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like not a big deal. I just laid it down in my car when I was just at an appointment and it spilled, but like it's just water, so who really cares? But anyway, the one thing I want to call is I noticed it comes with a straw with this like weird contraption because it has like a silicone piece, which I do appreciate because I think the concept is like you could just keep washing the silicone piece. I don't really know, or it's like softer on your lips. But without the silicone piece, the straw isn't tall enough, so you need it. And I just found I was using the straw and like I felt like it was so hard to get out, so I just stopped using the straw and I much prefer it. So I wanted to mention that if you get this and you think you're supposed to use the straw, like try it without because I think it's much better. And I've been drinking much more water. And then yeah, this like closes and then this just like twists on. And I really like this color. I felt like the other colors weren't really for me, but I will say I've already noticed it kind of fading from the dishwasher, which is a little unfortunate.
Dishwasher safe.
Well, this isn't, but I actually didn't wash, actually I hand washed this, so I don't know how it's already fading. But and I noticed this becoming a little loose from the dishwasher, but it did say the base was dishwasher safe. But so good. It did take like 3 weeks to get to me. They're like back ordered or something. And it's
I've seen several people on TikTok talk about it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's really changed my water game. I'm very pleased with it.
It's hard to find glass ones.
Yeah, it's really hard to find glass. And then like the ones we had before, the, what are they called? Trunco?
Yeah.
I still really love that, but it was just like, I was I'm so lazy, like with water. Like I was drinking one and then I'd be like, well, now I have to go fill this up again. And I like didn't want to do it. So I find that when I have this, I fill it up. And for some reason, I'm just more motivated. Like it gets slow and I'm like, oh, I want to fill that up. I think it's also because it's like such a wide neck. I just like stick it under there and like wait for it to eat.
Yeah.
It's just, I've been drinking so much more water since. And I will say I noticed no difference. No difference in my headaches, no difference. But I'm doing it and it has to be better for my body. So
I ordered one too, and I do love the Trunco, but it isn't big enough. I literally, I fill it up. I had to go to a contract manufacturer for work today, and I got there, and I like realized my water bottle was empty like 5 minutes after I arrived, and then my coworker was like, I came prepared today. I brought you like a whole bottle of water, and so I could fill mine up, which was so nice, because the CM didn't really have water on
Yeah.
hand pressed. And I'm like, I need something bigger because I just drink it so fast.
yeah, and I prefer, like I said, I think I realized I'm not really a straw person.
Yeah.
I prefer drinking out of this more than the
Yeah.
Trunco. So, highly recommend. It's probably my favorite of the month, honestly.
Next up is a lipstick favorite. It's an affordable lipstick. I'm wearing it today. It's the Juvia's Place Nubian Sand lipstick. It's made in Italy, as all the best lipsticks are. And I think it's like $12, maybe even less. I have the shade Lady from them that I love and have used for years. And then I saw they released more nude shades, and the packaging's cuter. The other packaging that I have is like hot pink, and this is nude. And I just really love this formula. It's a very thin matte formula, so it's comfortable, but it is matte. Like if you don't like matte lipsticks, you won't like this. And I didn't, so when I first got it in the mail, I looked at the color, like the mass tone of the bullet, and I was like, oh, this isn't really what I was expecting. But it looks much lighter on the lips, as you can see. Today I'm wearing it over my Victoria & Beckham Beauty 02 lip liner, which is a little bit dark. And I think this is my perfect like light nude lipstick. A lot of the nudes I have are a little bit like medium toned, so they have some depth to them. I don't really have anything that's light, and I feel like this tone really suits my skin tone, and it kind of like plumps up my lips, especially if I'm wearing like a dark lip liner with them. And then sometimes I'll put like a lip oil or something over top, and it like really makes my lips look plump. So if
Yeah, that kind of looks like my Charlotte Tilbury JK Magic shade, which is more of like a glossy formula.
Oh yeah, this is matte, but
And nothing makes my lips look bigger.
yeah, I think it's the tone and like the shade. And so when I first got it, I really liked it, but I wasn't reaching for it like every day. And I've been wearing it every time I've worn lipstick in the past like a couple of weeks. So I really love it. It's affordable. Both colors, Lady and Nubian Sand, I really love. So I'm assuming that the rest of the range is actually really pretty too. So I feel like I need to try some more. Like I know they have some pretty reds. So let me know if you've tried these.
Okay, I have some shoes that I just need to tell everyone about. I got these at Zara, and I'm gonna be honest, I got them very recently. I've only worn them one time, but I had to put them in the monthly favorites because I love these shoes. Britta has some photos, I think, of us that we took that I can include.
Well, I don't think you can see
our
your
Instagram.
Can you see your shoes?
Well, I'll just include a photo on the screen because I took an Eva Chen car photo. with
Oh,
them.
yeah.
I'll include that. But, oh, I didn't even notice that.
That's cute.
How cute.
Zara has the best shoes.
I know. So this is what they look like, and let me tell you why I bought these. Like this, like kind of. Oh no, there's some. I'm sure that'll come off.
You wore them outside.
Yeah, but I can just use like a magic eraser, I'm sure, to get it off. Anyways, they're like this faux patent white. Well, not even white. They're like a cream color, which I love. I love white shoes. I don't know what it is, but like I have this pair of white boots that I love to wear in the fall and winter, like more than black. I think that it just like white looks so unique, but like chic. I love white shoes. And then this like coin situation.
It looks like a Pringle.
It does look like a Pringle. It's like the perfect brass color. Again, I'm someone that like, I do love gold, but I love like a rich brass. Like I like prefer it over like gold tones. So when I saw that this color combo, I'm like, okay. But then the silhouette is really what sold me because I've wanted, I don't even know what they're called because I will never spend my money on them, but those Chanel shoes that kind of have a similar silhouette that they're like, I mean, they come in like a lot of different colors, but they have this like, it's like kind of like a short closed toe.
Is it called the Mary Jane?
Maybe? It's like the short
They're
closed
very
toe.
Pretty Little Fun.
Yeah, and then like a dainty strap around the ankle. And then like a short heel. I should do this. A short heel, so they're not too tall. And I've always loved those Chanel shoes and just thought that they would like complement so many looks, and these seem to have a similar silhouette. So I got them and I wore them to our diet anniversary dinner, and they're so comfortable too, so comfortable. They're like, these are the most comfortable Zara shoes I own. They're like padded like a lot here, and yeah, they're just a short heel. And I'm so obsessed. I love them. And now I'm like seeing all these scratches. I'm like, I gotta make sure I do something to prevent them from getting all dirtied up, because I hope that these last for years.
I'm sure they will. I've had Zara shoes for years.
I'm obsessed. These are me in shoes, in shoe form. That's it. You know when you find those clothing pieces that you're like, oh, that's me. That's me.
Okay, next up is my book favorite of the month. I just hit 30 books for the year, so we will have plenty more reviews coming your way. But I didn't have a book favorite because I've only read 2. I'm so bad lately. And then they weren't very good, so I'm not going to mention them. But yeah, I'm happy that Britta has a good one. 5 out of 5. It's a Christina Lauren book. We love them. This is one of their first books. This was actually the first book I heard about from them, but I didn't read it for so long for some reason. It's Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating, and it's basically about Hazel and Josh. They meet in college, and Hazel is like obsessed with Josh, but he kind of like friend zones her and doesn't really take her seriously, and they never really date or anything like that. And then they meet again years later at her best friend's barbecue, and then she finds out that Josh is her best friend's brother. So I love that, because I love the whole like, you know, like I think it makes sense when people date their like siblings, friends, because you know, same vibe, same interests, whatnot. So they basically meet again, and Hazel decides that she's going to befriend Josh, and he's going to be her new best friend, because she's like obsessed with him in a way that she just thinks he's like a perfect human, but she never like thinks in her mind like that they could date or be together. She just like thinks he's amazing and she wants to be friends with him. So they start hanging out. He's in a relationship at the time, and then she has like a flood in her apartment, so she has to move for like a few weeks while it's fixed. And Josh has like extra space, so her best friend, I cannot remember her best friend's name, but the sister basically says like, oh, well, Josh isn't even going to be there. He's going to be visiting his girlfriend in LA, so you should probably just stay there. So Hazel stays with Josh. Josh ends up breaking up with his girlfriend, and they basically form like the quickest friendship ever. I think that's why I liked this book so much, because this started off as a friendship, and most of these like romance books do not do, and then it doesn't make sense when they're all of a sudden like in love after 2 weeks.
I literally hate it.
I know. And so this makes sense to me because they have a past. They both like love like her best friend, his sister, so they spend a lot of time together in that regard, and then they just become very close very quickly. And so like it makes more sense to me when that like turns romantic, and I just really love their dynamic. I feel like I've never seen 2 main characters be so different from each other, but yet like mesh so well together, and the way that they love each other as friends was so sweet to me. Like so Hazel eventually obviously moves back into her own place.
Are you just giving away the entire book?
No.
Okay.
I mean, obviously they end up together, right?
Yeah.
But, okay, like, I won't really go too far into it, but anyway, it's like a friends to lovers trope, and they are like best friends, and he's just like the guy that wants to like help her build furniture and things like that, and like they're so sweet to each other. They really love each other as humans, and I don't think that's portrayed in books enough. So I think that's what drew me in. Like I like loved reading about them together. I loved it. It was super cute. I won't spoil the ending or anything. Like, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious like where these books go. It would be weird if they didn't end up together. But it's super cute. I think I finished it in like a couple sittings because I just blew through. I feel like Christina Lauren's books are pretty easy to read.
They are.
Like I can read them pretty quickly. And this was definitely one of my favorites.
Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you in our next video.